GetEpic.com is a great resource for teachers who are helping facilitate the learning process in their classrooms. We all know that kids get to be better readers by reading. So, GetEpic.com is free for educators, and there is a way that students can access it from home as well, with a slight cost involved. You can set up classes within it and have a class code. And I'll go ahead and hop over here to my account. All right, so within this, you see I have a class code with student login instructions. I used it last year, so you can archive it. So you can give your students free access to Epic during the school day. They have access to do that. And then for after school time, you can also invite parents to sign up with a flyer. So this is a great app, website, that the students can access all kinds of different books online. You see there's curations as well, and you set your grade level, and that'll help. So as you go through, there's also a reader pillar. It tracks how many books the students read, and as a class, you can have a class goal to see how many different books that you guys can read as a class. And you can create assignments for your students as well. Now, I wanted to bring this up because this is something I did with my students last year that I thought was a great tool that you can use. And it kind of ties in with something else. Mensa for Kids has a program called Excellence in Reading. And this is a prescribed book list through Mensa for Kids that if students read all of the books on that book list, they can get a free t-shirt. And there's different grade levels of reading lists. So you see there's a K3, 4, 6, and so on. And it's based on the honor system. You have to have a parent sign off on it. But the list of books for each one, they have to check it off that they've read it, write down the date that they did, and then rate the book. So you see that there's a whole list of books here. Well, one of the things that I did on my Epic account is I assigned some of the books for the Excellence in Reading program to this. Now, at the time that I assigned it, of course, not all of the books were there. However, there were quite a few, and that was a good way to get them jump started. So you can explore different books based on a variety of factors. You can also look by topic and lexile. And there's audiobooks on here as well. But you can see what all is available to students, like the whole I Survived series is there and available to kids. So it's a great opportunity to get your kids reading, becoming better readers. There's also different things that you can add in. You can show books that have quizzes at the end, and you can track their progress there as well. So highly recommend Epic for Kids. And while we're talking about books, I would like to show you another great resource, Storyline Online. This is put together by the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. It's the Screen Artists Guild, and they have recorded read-alouds of so many different books. And I really like the way that they use celebrity actors to help make these books come alive. And these are great to show in class, have discussions about, and talk about in class. So if you're doing any sort of bibliotherapy, sometimes you might find a good book here. Again, some of these may also be on that K3 reading list for Mensa for Kids. If they can listen to some of those, that also counts for the little ones. But you can see that they also come with activity guides for teachers that go along with them. So definitely a great resource for teachers to use in their classrooms, and a fantastic way to get kids involved in books and read-alouds. The last one I want to show you is related to reading, and that's NEWSELA. And NEWSELA has been around for a while, but there's a free version and a paid version where you can get some more features. But it's really neat in that it has leveled texts for students. So let me go ahead and sign in real quick. Okay, so here we are in my NEWSELA dashboard, and you'll see that you can collect things into binders. You have an activity feed. You can create classes and save content. You can provide assignments to your students. Now, some of these assignments will have questions at the end, comprehension questions, vocabulary questions, uh, and there's different text. So I want to show you how this works. It's kind of neat. So a little stress could be healthy. Let's take a look at this article. All right. There are reading level options here. So if you have a student in a classroom that has a higher reading level that needs to read a text that's at that challenging level, maybe everyone else is at a 550 Lexile. So let's take a look at that Lexile level for this article. And you see there's some tools available with read alouds and presenting and adding them to text sets. So this is recommended for upper elementary school to middle school. You see the wording, it's hard when bad things happen, but do you think it would be better to have a completely stress-free life? So now let's see what happens to this same article when I increase the reading level. Enduring hardships in early life, such as a homeless or losing a parent, is awful. Even worse, it can mean a difficult road ahead. So do you see how the same text covers the same concepts, but we can adjust it to provide a more enriched vocabulary and level of complexity for students? So you can assign this to your classes and to individual students so that you can make sure that the text level is adjusted accordingly. Now, it's important to consider when you are dealing with reading and text levels not to limit students by their reading level. When children are interested in a topic, they can often read at a higher reading level than what they typically could. Also, if we want students to become better readers, we don't want to limit their reading level and always provide them with a lower reading level than what they're capable of doing. So this is an opportunity for you to use this tool in an appropriate way to provide some stretch for students who may not get that stretch with a typical grade level text.